this room, and she, oh my God, she's one of the busiest people I know. I got exhausted just reading her bio. She mentors, lectures, chairs several committees. She's a trustee on several boards, and that's just in her spare time, like her time outside of her day stuff. Her kaupapa is centred around collective leadership, progressive governance, digital equity, and inclusion in action, to name just a few. There's about like 30 more. She's all about kotahitanga, which is all about to unify, and that's her why. And she is here to talk to us today about exploring connections and reimagining convergence. Please give a warm Canterbury welcome to Elle Archer.
Loved it. Tēnā tātou katoa, e mihi ana ki te mano tēnei whenua mai te tuhariri. Kia ora, e rangatira o Canterbury Tech, tēnā koutou. E uri ahau no Ngāti Tangata, Ngāti Raukawa, Ngā Puhi, Ngāti Porou, me nai tūkoi, hino ana au ki o tautahi o Selwyn, ne. Tēnei te mihi nui kia koutou. Can we raise the... Can we raise the lights just a little bit? Whoever I'm speaking to? Ben? Thank you, Ben. Kia ora. Hi, I want to see you. You can't see anything, it's just like, wow. I'm afraid I'd love to spend the day with you talking to you, but I found a little room, thank you Canterbury Tech for giving me the room of requirement. So appeals to my geekness, Harry Potter wise, and I'm on a board meeting the whole day today, speaking with some people about stuff and things, mainly about a lot of the things that we're talking about in here. My intention in this session, tuatahi, is to connect you to me, and secondly to share some things I have been learning and practicing in what I call my multiverse. I particularly want to concentrate on the connection and elements of converging ecosystems and ecosystem integration. What does that mean? It just basically means here's a space, here's another space, let's smush it together. But what does the how look like? What does the strategy look like when we're looking at these sorts of things? My why, as Pip said, and thank you, Pip, is to unify. My why is to unify, kotahitanga. It drives everything that I do. I believe in a life of servanthood, which keeps me grounded, and I'm values-led. And I truly believe that my contributions are bigger than myself. In saying that, I'd like to know some things about you, the people in this room. Are you ready to connect and participate? If you are, say kia ora. AA, awesome, I love it. No hikwe. Where are you from? I was born in Waihi, and I was raised in a little town called Tokoroa in the South Waikato. So proud to come from the 886. My Māori ancestry comes from Tauranga Moana, Hauraki, Kaipohe, Tainui in the East Coast, I descend from strategists, warriors, sages and chiefs. My lineage is traceable through my Māori, Scottish and English whakapapa, and I acknowledge and I rep them all with pride. I am made up of all these cultures, all of these worlds and these ecosystems, and these days I spend a lot of my time integrating these worlds into one. So what I'd like you to do is I want you all to close your eyes for a brief moment. Oh no. I want you to think about where you hail from. For this particular exercise, to make it easy for you, I want you to think about your childhood. The place in which you called home. I want you to navigate your way to some happy memories in that childhood. Might be your birthplace or where you grew up. The place that you are connected with. And I want you to look at that space and that place through your child eyes. So let's see if we can ascertain where everyone grew up in these few short minutes. So can we turn the house lights all the way up, please? We will start in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So all those from the whangare up, top of the North Island, I'd like you all to stand and say kia ora. All those from whangare up. Have you pictured that? Oh, sure, bro. No, you stay up there. Anybody else going to join the bro? Anywhere from whangare up that they connected with? Bro, we connect with you. You're not alone. But kia ora for that. So choice. Anywhere in and around, because I can't name all the towns and cities because the time's going to run out really quickly. Anywhere around Tamaki Makaurau. Kia ora. Kia ora. Whereabouts Tamaki Makaurau? To where? Just all around? Oh, okay, bro. Sure. Got you. What about you? Devonport, Rock yeah, we're back and forth with the ferry, I got that. Anywhere else? Papakura, kia ora, bro, I went to Papakura High School. I love it. Oh, you're a Westie? I got a lot of time for Westies, you're my people, so here's you. Oh, from Warkworth, that's a whole nother situation. And we're down with that situation. Kia ora and all. The Tron, Kirikiriroa, Hamilton, anybody there? No representation from, oh no, that's choices. What about Tauranga Moana? Oh, kia ora, bro. Oh, we're okay. See, watch other people stand up now. You're going to stand up. I love it. Whereabouts? Paingaroa. Oh, we might have to have a corridor afterwards. What about you? Tauranga? Yeah, which part? Oh, beautiful. I love it. And at the back? Same? No, yeah. Oh, you fellas need to get together for a kōrero and a kapa. Love it. All right, what about Taupo? Oh, bro! Whereabouts in Taupo? Oh, just Taupo in general? Yeah, I love Taupo. Did you ever did you do the hole-in-one with it? You got a hole-in-one? No, you just went for it. I was going to say. Your prize is waiting outside. Choices. Gizzy. We need to be working on getting some people from Gizzy up in here. That's really important. You Plymouth? Oh! Kia ora. Whereabouts in New Plymouth? Love it. Oh, kia ora. Kia ora. I love it. You fellas need to have a kōrero afterwards. Hook up. Napier. Oh, Bonnie! Yeah, kia ora, Bonnie. We'll have a talk later anyway. She sits on the Wataha Regional Digital Equity Governance Group with us. Kia ora, Bonnie. Kia ora. And Palmy? Hold it, Palmy. Wellies. Kia ora. Oh, represent Wellington. Kia ora. We're not going to go around the room, but does anyone want to yell out where they grew up? Oh, true, bro, true. Naio. Naio. Oh. I know some amazing people there. You're probably one of them, so choice is. Naio as well. Naio. Kia ora. Lower Hutt. There it is. Hey, you two need to hook up later on. Kia ora. No, hook up. They came out. You know what I'm saying. Get myself in trouble, won't speak anymore. Kia ora. Oh, hey. And was there someone in the back? Oh, no, you just look like you. No, orchids. Kia ora. Nelson Marlborough Blenheim. Hey. Kia ora. Another one on the WRDE. Kia ora from Spark. So where? Nelson Marlborough Blenheim. Where? Oh, hey. You ordered. I'll leave that there. Such a good one. You come up here, take my place. Where was it? Sorry. Oh, I love it, and beautiful area. Stoke, rocking Stoke. Okay, so have you seen each other? Yeah, talk about your childhoods later on. We just talk about the good stuff though, okay? Because I'm just going to keep it like that. Greymouth West Coast. Greymouth West Coast. Venu, kia ora. Hōkitaka. You fellas, that side's been going through it, eh? My emergency port I had on, so lots of love. But cool as place to grow up? Yeah, it was. That's why you stood up. You repped your place. Awesome. Otautahi Christchurch. And where's your kia ora? Oh no, sit back down again. See, you've got to have the impact of this. Otautahi Christchurch. Oh, this is amazing. Hey, you fellas who are not recording, you better be getting on that right now. I'm not going to go around this room. I want you to all have a look around the room. Are these fellas all part of your ecosystem? Do you know most of the faces that you're looking at? Some are going, yeah. Others are like, no, not really. Well, then you fellas should be talking to each other. You've got to concentrate in your own backyards, eh? But mind you, this is if you grew up in Christchurch, so you might not be in Otautahi anymore. But kia ora e noho. Ash Vegas? No one from Ash Vegas, that's all G. I had a joke for that too, damn it. Timaru. Kia ora, bro, what part of Timaru? Oh, hey. Love it. I got whānau out there. We'll have a pōrero later. O Omaru. Oh, okay, which parts? Over those, up the hill? Flat.
Are there parts? It's just one thing.
It's just one thing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, bro. You two, look at each other. Sort it out. Great. Dunskies. Dunedin. Dunners.
Kia ora.
You're all on one side of the room. It's like you knew, but you didn't know. Oh, I love it. Kia ora, what's part of Dunedin? Love it. Beautiful. And you're both in the same situation? Same firm? That makes sense, yes?
Watering.
Hey, well then, if you haven't hooked up yet, do that. Invercargill, sorry. Oh, kia ora. Three. Do you know each other?
No, my boss.
Oh, that's your boss. That's the one you needed to know about, so that's good. And the other one at the back, did you know these two ladies? Oh, now you do. Have a look at each other. See you fellas later. Anyone from the outer islands, because if I miss those outer islands, Stuart, no. Coley, okay. Europe.
What about remote?
Oh, hang on. I'm pissing people off. Please stand up and rep the places that I must go.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. Say what you say it.
I grew up in Tiano.
Oh, Tiano. Kia ora. Oh, we're going to go the little tip. Yeah, no, Kate's fine. Yeah, rest of you?
Kia ora. I'm from the UK, but we're not part of Europe.
Hard out. I hear you, sis. I hear you. Up, yeah, no, you're
North Canterbury.
North Canterbury.
Waipara.
Waipara. Kia ora.
From Edinburgh, Scotland, and we should
I was just wondering which way I should direct this session, but kia ora. Kia ora. Did you say Edinburgh in Scotland? So I have family, and my Scottish roots are from Edinburgh, so kia ora. We'll have a kōrero about that later on. We've got a lot of time. And the bagpipes, bro. Oh, that's beautiful. We had a kapahaka and a bagpipes integration. It was just the most beautiful thing. So kia ora. Anyone else from Europe? Oh no, you wanted to say something because you were standing up and you were like, I'm standing here. What would you like to say? Cool gore. Gotta have time for gore. Represent. Kia ora, bro. Where, sorry? Oh, I love it. Respect. Beauty and bro, orchids. I love it. Down with it. Delphine. Paris, France. Oh, I got so. She didn't want. Okay, that's great, Paris, France, but we need to apparently go right up there right now. What's up?
Paris.
Oh, Paris is. Oh, Patty! Do you two know each other?
Yeah, through
Oh, you were Central Otago, gotta love it. England, which part of England? Hey, hey, hey.
North, south, east, west.
Yeah, and there's no, southern ferry, northern market. We don't do any of that stuff there. Kia ora, bro. Hey, Norwich, England, rock and roll. Anywhere else? Europe styles? London. London. It's London, baby. Bristol, beautiful. Ukraine, my bro. Mwah. That's all I can. There's so much more, but we'll leave that there. Kia ora, bro. Oh, Herefordshire. That's an industrial space, isn't it? Yeah, rock and roll. Love it. Italiano. Are there any Italians? Spanish? No? Cool bananas. US. Woo! Oh, kia ora. What the? Woo! Which part of the US? Texas. Way. I've just come back from Texas. I've got so much to share with you, Gil. Kia ora. Ida. Colorado. Rock and roll. I've just had a meeting with some people from Colorado. Really cool people. We're doing some stuff with them on futures education. Kia ora. Sandusky, Michigan. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds cool. It's really small. Yeah, it's Sandusky. My association. Love it. Kia ora. Seattle, Washington. Beautiful. Been to Seattle. Loved it. Steaks. Jeez, saying this stuff. South Africa. Kia ora. Which part of South Africa are you from? Oh, jeez, dude, welcome. How long have you been here for? 4 years. No, my. You, us.
Cape Town, South Africa.
Cape Town, hey. Oh, kia ora. Is it?
Yes, Cheryl.
It's Cheryl from another one from the WRDE. Love it. Representing. Anywhere else? You know what? Frick it, we'll start the whole speech. Let's just do this. Kia ora, bro, where are you from? Oh, and Aussie. Oh, I forgot Australia. Like, total brothers and sisters. But shit. Soz. Kia ora. Argentina! Oh, I bet you're beautiful country, bro. Love it. Kia ora. Brazil in the house. Kia ora. Brazil. Do you two know each other? Are you joking? Come on.
Kia ora, from India.
Oh, from India. Which part of India?
Mumbai.
Oh, Mumbai. Man, stuff's going on there, eh? I don't know what that means, but I just said that because I read the news. Kia ora.
Argentina.
Have you two met?
No, we haven't.
Well, now, hey, pick a tribe, but don't stay in your tribe. Mix the tribes. Hang on, wait. I'm getting there. Grace. Another one from the WRD. That's it. Our time is out. I've got 2 minutes left. Are you serious right now? When we explore our histories, we strengthen our knowledge of each other, thereby strengthening our connections. Mr. E.H. Carr said in 1964, the writing of history is an interpretive act that takes place in the present. Trust is built when people share their truth. Nor hequeers but one way to share truth. I'm going to skip a whole bunch of stuff now because I had like a pretty powerful situation going on. Yep, I was a kid once, it was pretty choice. All in all, my formative years, I'm now skipping to those things, all in all, my formative years was allowed to be informed with all different sorts of realms of thoughts. The lesson from this was supposed to be, and still is, please play in different spaces. I was a teenager too. In high school, when everyone conformed, I didn't. I always went between rounds. I went between groups, from metalheads to the surfies, to the hood rats, because that's where I'm from, proud of where I come from too, and also to my fellow geeks. I always ensured that I walked in between all those worlds, those cultures, those attitudes and those behaviours in my teams. And in my teams it was really important, because that is when I started to look for and develop human factor tools and strategies to aid me in navigating those interactions. It is so very important to seek strategic alignment in clusters within our ecosystems. I reflect that I've been doing this proactively also in my governance roles, especially over the past decade, instinctively weaving strategies to achieve shared outcome. Have a look at those logos and all those faces and those people on that screen. If you know those people connect with me, you are already innately connected with me and the mahi that I do. We need to ensure that we share our stories, all these spaces that we're in, we need to share them better and engage with people better. That's what my multiverse looked like. This is what it looks like today. These are all the spaces that I'm involved in multiple different levels. And my multiverse looks like this, which is I work in multiple spaces, I wear varying hats and all at different levels at any given time. I've been navigating my way through the multiverse cross-sector purpose for many years now. This comes with a lot of challenges, but is also highly rewarding when one achieves a positive impact across a spectrum of workloads and levels of accountability whilst working in and around the wider collective. I must point out that in most of my spaces I have teams and people who focus in on challenge and opportunity. It depends on the space and what's required. But multiverses like these, they need strategic foresight. I see it's just skipping through now, which is just absolutely wonderful. It is not sustainable if left uncoordinated. These are the areas in which that I look at and utilise to help formulate how I navigate my way through working in all of these spaces and pulling the threads together, especially sitting on multiple boards and also in multiple leadership positions all across these areas. My multiverse is a strategic plan, aligning each strategic objective within each space with a master foresight plan which enables me to maximise my time, especially when representing more than one space, and in my view this is true multidisciplinary practice. I am a huge fan of how we work and the systems that we build. This is why I do a lot of systems engineer work, because building modularity means so many different things. Convergence is required to form something new. If you're trying to go into other people's spaces and bring their space into yours thinking it's still going to be your space, you're working the wrong way, cuz. Okay? It's going to reform as something new. So that's part of your design thinking as you rock into it. Each of these ecosystems also needs to be modular, and modularity changes also need to be tweaked. So if you're setting up something that's modular to click into the other thing that's modular, how are you making that bit of modularity just as adaptable? Unified direction is determined in this thinking and in this practice. I do a lot of stuff in this. I also run workshops in it, and I'm a little bit pissed off that I used all that time for that. No, I'm not. No, I don't want to take the honour out of what we've just done together, because there is a point of what happened here today. When it comes to people weaving, I do want to just run quickly down through this. There are 7 areas that aid in weaving people, purpose, space and process together. 1, identify. Who's who in the zoo, man? Who are the ecosystem clusters and what do you do? Most of you work in tech, I don't need to explain this to you, or maybe I do. 2, explore. What is the collective value? So what's your value but that value, and what does that put together? You must explore the collective value before you even move in combining those spaces together. Intent and outcomes. What are we going to achieve together? What is our intended tapestry that we're weaving together? That's really important, especially the visual as you move through it. Mapping is important, access, communication, the visual of the map. And I know many of you are working, like myself, have built many of these ecosystem maps which cost you $20,000, $25,000, $60,000, $80,000 for the websites. It's not about that, dude. It's about how you're actually identifying and building those relationships, obviously within the ecosystem. You can have all the flash tech in the world, and I know you guys know this, but you've got to make it work through relationship. Connection points or integration points. Here's a space, there's a space, and there's a space. Where are the connection points? We cannot continue to keep meeting, going hooey to hooey to hooey. We don't have the capacity to do that, right? So we need to identify strategically what's point A and B. Who should I meet with? Who are those people that I can actually do something with, as opposed to just meeting everybody? It causes chaos, and it's not common sense. Modularity I've talked about. Connect, unified intent and outcomes which aid in determining strategic direction or redirection. So very important. We must ensure that we look at telling our story, which is what I was going to do today, tell my story. And put all these things and build these things around my story because it makes sense. But please ensure that you understand yourself, know thyself and your story, so you're better able to engage with other people and also be able to coordinate or connect those stories, other people's stories, with your own. I have a metaphor now, it's my life metaphor. I'm helping to create a tapestry in which I am a material component, a co-designer, a weaver and a coordinator. Meaning needs to be part of everything I do. It needs to accompany me wherever I go. I need to be conscious of it as it aids in navigating through the multiverse in which I weave. Reflective practice ensures I'm following the narrative of my story, and a good metaphor provides guidance of my character's direction. I may never see the final tapestry, and to be quite frank, I'm at peace with that. If you truly if you choose to truly contribute to the collective first, above your own self-interest, it may mean that the outcomes you strive for you may never see. If you're cool with that, then your stress levels will be a smidge lower because you are at peace with your own value addition to the whole. It really is not about you. We have much to do together. Make no mistake. This is another phase in humanity's history, which we are all writing right now. To be clear in our intent, fortified in our shared knowledge of history, and fortified in our shared knowledge of what we've done wrong and what we've done right, all that we've achieved, able to open ourselves to other ways of thinking and being, seek commonality and outcomes, whilst thinking ahead, as we believe in the story we're living. We can move as one and seek knowledge in the stars, molecules, and in ourselves. We will continue to forge new pathways in many different directions, but let's start here. Thank you for your time and your general amazingness. See you around the ecosystem. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou.
I love that you let that exercise keep going. Yeah. That was so cool. There's a couple of questions in there, and then we're going to crack on. Let's give you chocolates. Thank you, Kelda. But you can share those with all of the people that you said, oh, bro, I'll talk to you during the break. And there's about 20 people that you need to go and connect with. What's one tip to start a movement so that it has a foundation of success? Like, what's one thing that we could do when we go back to our workplace to build better connection, or to just start down that path of knowing our people and connecting with them?
We need to look at communicating deeper, quicker. Drop the shit.
Small talk, you mean?
Yeah, no, small talk is, warm some people up, because some people are at different stages and phases of the way in which they communicate and what they want to share with of themselves with others, right? But if we learn to drop some of the stuff we don't need to have in our conversations and communicate at a deeper level quicker, we will be able to forge relationships faster. The other thing about it is by dropping the shit ensures that we're also building trust in our conversations and our communications. So, I mean, we all talk about trust, right? Yes? Kia ora,
Yes.
we all talk about trust. All the conversations we're having at the moment is how we need to build better trust. And one of the biggest things is we just need to speak our truths, be our authentic selves within the collective. So if you know who you are and you can be who you are and be sweet with it, people will connect with you a lot quicker. And that means you've got to drop the shit. Not that I pointed to myself. I am winning
Drop the
today.
shit.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I love that you ended with the whole tell your story, because you need to, I'm super passionate about this space as well, which you know, but you need to know your story before you can tell it. So I would just encourage you, if you don't know your story and what that is and where you come from, go and learn about that and get your story, because you are the people, you own your narrative, nobody else. Your story is yours and you tell it how you want to. So know your story, tell your story, connect. That was lovely.
Yeah.
Collectivism.
Yeah.
I love
But
it.
sometimes you can't tell your story because you've got to let other people tell their story. So,
Yes, it was very generous of you.
Adapt to the
Please thank Elle for that amazing